By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where AI projects live, how to set up your environment, and how Cloud Code actually works under the hood. No fluff, just the foundation you need before we start building. Let's dive in. Hi everyone, I'm Michele. I'm an engineer with expertise both in corporate environments and as solopreneur. And today we are talking about the environment where we actually build our AI projects. This video is a part of a wider course on Cloud Code. You'll find the link to the full playlist in the description. Before we jump in, let's do a quick recap of what we covered in the previous lesson, because everything builds on it. Link below. We look at the two foundational pillars of modern AI: LLMs, large language models, systems that take text as input and produce text as output. The quality depends on input, prompt, context, and model. 2. Automation, essentially a chain of operations where block run in sequence and the output of one block becomes the input of the next. In the past, this kind of chain could only perform objective operation. Things root in math or logic, and they had to be built by engineers or technical people. Now we combine LLM with automation, something changed. The LLM itself can live inside one of those blocks. That means automation are no longer limited to objective technical logic. They can now be subjective, described in plain word, and built by literally anyone. That's the shift we are building on today. So let's talk about the environment. In technical terms, the IDE, or Integrated Development Environment. Think of the IDE as the place where your project actually lives. It is where we write the software, build the automation, structure the architecture of our project, and interface with everything we create. There are several IDEs out there, and honestly, they are all fairly similar. So it doesn't matter too much which one you choose. Two are the most popular. One is Anti-Gravity IDE, and the second is Visual Studio Code. If you're not sure which one to pick, I walk through Anti-Gravity IDE as an example. So to install Anti-Gravity, go to Anti-Gravity IDE. It's very important, download, because there is also Anti-Gravity without IDE. We need the Anti-Gravity IDE. Just download, choose your operating system, download, wait the download, and install. So when you open it, here what you will see. Close the right window because it's about Google Agent and we will not use it. We will use Cloud Code, so we will not need. Create a new project. So here you can choose the folder where to build your project. Just when you find your path, for example, in my case, I have a folder called project, and here I can create a new folder and I will call test folder. And here inside there will be my project. Okay, close again here. On the left side there is an Explorer panel, and this shows all the structure of our project. Here I can, for example, create a folder, for example, for a context, and for example, I can create files, for example, test.txt. This is a file where I can write hello, whatever I want, or my context, or whatever. This point here, it means it's not saved, this file. To save, just click Ctrl S, and the point is disappear and the file is saved. But for example, I can add also other file. For example, I'm adding from outside txt and .md, and this is a file that I wanna just briefly talk about. And this is extremely important in AI because basically it's just plain text, but there is also syntax that makes more easy to be read also by us. And in particular, if you want to see this, you can just see like this. This is just an example file. This file usually is written by AI. And to do it, you need an extension for read this .md file. So when you need some add-on to your IDE, you just go to extension and you can look for extension here. For example, in this case, you would look for MD Reader. Same thing if you need maybe the PDF reader, if you need the database reader, whatever you need. You just go here, you install, in my case it's already installed, and then to see the preview, you just go on this icon on the top right. Finally, there is the terminal. To open the terminal is Control or Command, and it opens in this way. And here is where you can type raw commands. We will not need it because most is covered by Claude Code, because Claude Code will be as an interface between the terminal and what we want to command. That's covered enough for our IDE, so let's talk about the Claude Code itself. Claude Code is an agent built by Anthropic, then help us to build AI application, automation, and code. Here it is how it works at high level. The brain is an LLM, as we see until now. The house of Claude Code is a folder, the folder that you choose when you start a project. Whatever it is in that folder, you are giving the permission to Claude Code to read and use that file to build the context. So you don't have to write by hand the context, but the context is built automatically by Claude Code. How Claude Code does it? Claude Code has inside some function, some additional context, and some connection, so it can automatically go to this folder, read all the different files that you need, and just take the context. So, but what there is inside the Claude Code? There are the tools, which are software functions that make different operations, such as the web research or reading the file. Then there are the skills, which are chunk of context that can be called by the LLM in case he needs some more context for particular conditions. Then there are the MCP, that are another standard built by Anthropic, and it allows Claude Code to connect with external sources and services. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. The brain, so the LLM, can be an Anthropic model, which you can use if you have a subscription. But it doesn't have to be. You can swap in a different model, and in fact, we will do like this. We will use a more affordable API instead of requiring an Anthropic subscription. More about that we will see on the next lesson. To install Claude Code, go to Claude Code Download, press Download, choosing your operating system, and install. Once Claude Code is installed, go in your terminal and type Claude. So today we covered where we develop the IDE and how it is structured, and how Claude Code works, the brain, the tools, the MCP, and the skills. Do you see the potential here? If you have any question, drop them in the comments. I will answer personally. If this video helped you, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And a quick note for companies and teams. If you want to fast-track your AI adoption, I run live workshop where we build a tailored workflow specifically for your needs. If you don't want to miss the next lesson, make sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.